Think about the last time you ran into someone you knew. You saw their face. You recognized them instantly. You knew you had met before, maybe even talked for hours. But then they asked, "Do you remember my name?" And you froze. That feeling is not a flaw. That feeling is your brain working exactly as it was built to work, just not for the world you live in today. Here is the strange truth. Your brain is one of the most powerful face recognition machines on the planet, and yet it will routinely forget the name of someone you have known for years. Why? Because faces and names live in completely different parts of your brain. And one of those parts is ancient, powerful, and obsessed with survival. The other is new, fragile, and barely keeping up. In the 1990s, neuroscientist Nancy Kanwisher at MIT discovered something that changed how we understand human memory. She found a dedicated region in the brain, tucked in the temporal lobe, that lights up specifically when you look at a face. She called it the Fusiform Face Area. This region does not process faces the way it processes other objects. It does not scan your nose, then your eyes, then your chin one by one. It takes in the entire face at once, as a single, unified pattern. That is why you can recognize someone in a fraction of a second, before they even speak, before you even realize you are doing it. Your brain has been doing this for 200,000 years. Think about your ancestors living in small hunter-gatherer bands of 50 to 150 people. In that world, the most important skill you could have was knowing who was safe and who was not, friend or enemy, tribe member or stranger. That split-second read of a face could mean the difference between life and death. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar at Oxford showed that the human brain evolved to track relationships with roughly 150 people, and every single one of those relationships was stored through a face, not a name. Names came much later. Names are abstract. They are symbols that require language, and language is a very recent invention in the story of human evolution. So your brain never built a dedicated system for names the way it built one for faces. Names float. They have no texture, no color, no emotion attached to them. Michael does not tell you whether Michael is kind or dangerous, tall or short, the person who made you laugh or the one who let you down. Psychologist Gillian Cohen at the University of London ran an experiment that made this painfully clear. She showed people photographs of faces paired with two types of information. The first group received the person's name. The second group received their occupation and a personal interest. The results were striking. People remembered occupations and interests twice as well as they remembered names. And the reason is simple. He is a firefighter who loves jazz, gives your brain something to hold on to. It connects to images, emotions, memories you already have. But his name is Daniel. That connects to nothing. Memory researchers call this associative encoding. The more connections a piece of information has to other things you already know, the easier it is to retrieve later. Names, by nature, have almost none. Daniel Schacter at Harvard has spent decades studying this. He calls it elaborative encoding. The idea that memory is not storage, it is construction. You do not just save information. You build it into a web of meaning. Faces fit perfectly into that web. Names fall through the gaps. So what can you actually do about it? The answer is not repetition. Repeating a name in your head 3 times after you hear it barely helps. What actually works is forcing your brain to build connections. When you meet someone named Grace, do not just hear the name, see it. Maybe Grace has bright eyes that remind you of someone. Maybe the way she laughs makes you think of something. Maybe you link the name to a place, a color, a feeling from that exact moment. You are building a hook, something for the name to hang on to inside your brain. It takes an extra 2 seconds, but those 2 seconds are the difference between remembering and forgetting. Here is what makes all of this remarkable. Your brain is not weak. It is not broken. It is simply running ancient software in a modern world. 200,000 years ago, no one handed you a business card. No one introduced themselves with a name tag. You knew people by how they moved, how they looked, what they made you feel when they were near. Your brain is still doing that, right now. Every time you walk into a room, the next time you forget someone's name, and you will, remember this. Your brain saw their face. It filed it away instantly, effortlessly, with perfect precision. It is just still waiting for evolution to catch up with the invention of language.